feel safe. Choose who can participate. Set a delay. Okay. Oh, I'm 13 seconds, 14 seconds into something. I don't know if I'm going live or not. But in case I am going live, and this gets recorded and published, it's Easter Sunday. I just had a cracking Sunday lunch. Don't know if I'm creating too much background noise by moving my camera around here. Yeah, that's better. Should have checked my hair before pressing record. 49 seconds in. Oh, there are 2 people here and someone's liked it already. Oh, comments. P901. What's that? C3PO's brother says hi. Nige says, hello, Mr. Socks. Nigel, you have been a top commentator over the years, mate. Wiener McCall. Now, the mind boggles as to how you got the nickname Wiener. White Van Man 999. Yeah. You know what time it is? Marty in Bungie. Hello, Marty. And Shane Gallagher, could be Irish, could be Manchester, says hello. Richard Hewitt is in amongst it. And Nigel said, that's a nice surprise. It was to me too, because I got an update on the YouTube algorithm and or YouTube app, and I wasn't sure which buttons to press. So I'm as surprised as anyone else is that I'm live. And please excuse my long-sightedness by alternating between glasses and regular sight. And it is great to talk to you too, Nigel. I'm sorry I can't see you in person, but that's the nature of television. Motorbike camper. How do you camp on a motorbike? I guess you must have to carry a tent in the bag or just go out for the day. Richard Thrower, Percy Thrower's grandson. Now, to Gen X and Boomers, Percy Thrower was the chap who used to do the animal noises on BBC. And as I travelled up the East Coast, I stopped at this random seaside resort. I can't remember now. I know I filmed it. And I met Richard Thrower. White Van My 99, just drinking some Henry Weston cider, 8.2% per bottle. And it's funny you should mention that, White Van My 9999, because I've just drunk that. And that might be the reason I started pressing buttons. Yes, Nigel, you had some Easter eggs left. Well, I did a short video recently, Nigel, as you recall, where I ate all the Easter eggs I bought, and they are variously scattered around the van from where they lay after I threw them during the short video that I recorded. And I'll retrieve them now, as you asked, Nigel. What's that one? Cream egg? Kit Kat? Yeah. Oh, that's my breakfast. All right. Nigel, hope you... No, I've done that one. 999, good man. Richard Thrower, Grandad's second cousin. Grandad's... No, too complicated a relationship. Yeah, but it was Sutton-on-Sea, that's right. Yeah, good to meet you, Richard Thrower. Yeah, and your dog. You know what amazes me about just being some random bloke who presses record on his camera every now and then and somehow turns it into a video is there are thousands of people around the country who just bump into me at random and know who I am. And I love it. Yeah, you know, some people say, oh, I just can't handle the fame of dealing with these commoners. Well, I actually love it. I love bumping into the great British public, salt of the earth. I've gained many new friends, obviously during the madness of the past 4 years. We all lost a lot of friends because they believed what the television told them. And through doing this, I've just gained so many new good friends off of doing YouTube. Right. Richard's Easy Van Life. Percy Throws a famous gardener. Opened up a garden centre near Shrewsbury. Well, that's some top trivia. I only knew him from children's television, Richard, but you're significantly older than me and amazingly still alive. How do you do it, Richard? Hope you had a good Easter so far. Well, as a matter of fact, I just cycled back from my Sunday lunch. There's an Irish pub in a nearby village, and I cycled to it, and it's just the best Sunday lunch. I mean, when I had a working van, I used to travel around Oxfordshire, and little did I know that the best one was on my doorstep. White Van Man 999, thinking my first video of yours I watched was you getting a BMW 7 Series out of mud. My goodness, that was 8 years ago, and it was my first day at work the next day, and I thought, well, I don't know how long, when you're contracting, you don't know how long a job's going to last, because you think maybe they're a bunch of bullshitters, maybe they think I'm a bullshitter, and you just think, do you know what, I'm not going to waste money on rent, because that's 6-month contract, thanks to Broken Britain. And even 7-8 years ago, it wasn't cheap, so I just got a campsite. And I saw this pitch that they demarked for me. And rather than just drive on the access road to the pitch, I thought I'd take a shortcut over the neighbouring pitch. And little did I know that the reason they didn't demark that as a pitch was because, it was waterlogged and my 2-ton Beamer just sunk straight into it, and I was like, oh. So I thought I'd film my adventure in getting out of there, and I discovered a way of getting out of there without putting the carpets under the wheels, which was to just grab random sticks and stones out of the scenery and just shove them under the driving wheels, and I got out. That was my best video. In fact, it was more, 40,000 videos it's got now. It's better than any of the bloody van life videos I've done in the past 4 years, except for the silent diesel pump. Yeah, that was pretty much the best video I've ever done. The motorbike camper, motorcycle/tent/Europe. Yeah, that's living the dream of freedom. And frequent viewers of mine will know that when I was 22, during the John Major recession, I decided just to hitchhike around Europe with a tent and rucksack on my back, and I explored Europe that way for nothing. And thereafter, I promised myself I'd always have nice cars like the 7 Series, and I always picked up every hitchhiker. I couldn't care how mental they looked. I'd pick them up and I'd take them wherever they wanted to go. Even if it meant phoning someone and saying I'll be late, I didn't care. I picked up every hitchhiker I met, took them where they wanted to go. Typical BMW driver. Now look, I'll have you know that as a BMW driver, I would signal all the time. Obviously, it was a pre-2000 BMW, so you could actually pull down on the stalk or whatever, and it would flip back to neutral like any other car would. In our modern BMWs, you've probably seen a mate called Niall who parks next to me. He's not here at the moment, and he's got a 2004 BMW, and it's really hard to find that center point of the indicator. Andrew Taylor says, a rather prosaic afternoon, Tim, with a hatching egg. Good afternoon, Andrew Taylor. Got 43 people in here and 10 people have liked this content so far. Amazing. I wonder how much longer I can go on. Just drop my reading glasses on the floor. And I'm busting for a wee-wee, having recently drunk that. So, am I just going to abandon you, walk outside for a minute, or come back? Or shall I place the camera in a strategic location so that I can still remain in touch? Hey, I did click the button saying, this video is not for children. That's with apologies from the Patels at number 25, who I know that their children, Super Elena Karina, do watch my videos. Get the Lenore bottle and have a wee. The Lenore bottle's only for nighttime, White Van Man 999. Marwa Hok from Bangladesh. Namaste, mate. Yeah. An interesting statistic is that the Bangladeshis are the most unproductive people in the United Kingdom. An unemployment rate of 17%. So, yeah, I hope you figure out how to build dams and dikes and riverbanks like the Dutch did 400 years ago. Or maybe just get the Dutch to come over and do it so you don't have to. You know, because you hear ridiculous stories in Dhaka, like, oh no, the delta overflowed and thousands of people died. I think, oh, come on, thousands of people died last year. Where's your riverbanks? Why didn't you just build on stilts higher up? What are you doing, Bangladesh? Yes, good to have you aboard, though, Marwa Hok. And you... in Sanskrit, I assume that's the Sanskrit word for bastard or racist. Oh, Colin. Oh, Colin. Oh, Colin. Now, I'll have you know that I love going to Indian restaurants, and they're not Indian, they're Bangladeshis. But if they said they were Bangladeshi restaurants, nobody would go in them. So they say they're Indian. And you only find out by the personalities of the people there that they're Bangladeshi. Nigel, do you... Yeah, love from Bangladesh. Love back to Bangladesh. Build some dikes, build some dams, build some riverbanks, build some levees, build some bridges, build your houses on stilts. For God's sake, this is the year 2024. Right. Nigel, do you ever miss your luxury motors, or are you more contented with your van life situation? Well, Nigel, let me give you a longer perspective of my situation here. Here I am in a van. I'm nearly 56 years old and I'm living in a van. 4 years ago, I lived in a nice house in Reading. There were loads of jobs in the Thames Valley area, would employ me for £300 a day. And now I'm struggling to hold down minimum wage jobs and find a parking space where the police don't hassle me too much. I've only been hassled 7 times by the police in South Oxfordshire as it happens. So, Nigel, I invite you to figure out just whether I'd rather be earning loads of money and driving around in flash motors and travelling around the world and shagging beautiful women, or being stuck in the middle of Puckerbrush, nowhere, in that. Yeah. So that's my answer to that, Nigel. Ruby says hi, and Marwa Hok in Bangladesh says something in Sanskrit. Might be a compliment. It might not be. Graham Fitzjohn says, hello Tim, did you recover the diesel heater and solar panels? Well, obviously I've got solar panels for this van here and here. That's just enough for small devices, but I go to work every day and I've got a plug, so I just charge up everything I need in the plug at work. Graham, oh yeah, I've done that one. I really should fetch my reading glasses. There's Marva Hawk, says something else in Sanskrit. Dude, I can only speak Sanskrit and think Sanskrit. I can't read it. Okay. Now, Alex. Oh, I haven't got my reading glasses. And for the more inquisitive amongst you, during the past 2 minutes, I did in fact have a wee in the hedge. I did it surreptitiously. Right, reading glasses. There they are. And for the curious amongst you, that's the state of my van build at the moment. And maybe I'll get round to editing the long videos of it. And I'll let it ventilate in there because I had a few farts this morning. Yeah. Reading glasses, yes, I remember. Alex says hi. JD says top van. Yeah, it's a bit bigger than the one before. It's a long wheelbase JD, so I got about 2.5 meters there to there. So that means in 2.5 meters in the back, I got enough for a 2-meter bed and another 50 centimeters for, well, storage at the back. I mean, eventually I'm gonna put my bicycle here in the back. I mean, at the moment it's just padlocked, but this is what's in the back. And I'll give the live viewers a preview, because I did have a rat get into there. So there's a bit of a story about a rat infestation coming when I edit the full videos. Yes. When you down Cornwall way, that was 2 winters ago. Kerno Mads. Huge ass. Now that's just a Victor mature, bloody handle, huge ass. Anyway, huge ass says, find some land, Tim. Oh, do you know what? Here's some land, huge ass. Didn't have to pay anything for it. Alright? Alright. Yeah, Tracy. Yeah. Okay, Tracy. Much bigger van, looks very nice. Well, we'll see. Marwa Hawk is using a Romanized script and says, hi. Well, that's a hi, which is probably namaste in your language. Just guessing. Stay gay, brother. John Webster, JW in Anglesey. Hi, Mr. T. Nice update. Yep, you are live, JW. Mystic Hair, one of the OGs, is saying, is it evening, Andy? Oh my God, it's 6:30. It is the evening. And Marwa Hock is starting to use English now. Nice. And wow. It's like the old grey whistle test, when they have the jazz evenings. Nice. Wow. Tracy, thanks for the chocolate. I'm covering myself in it right now. And there was a message held for review. Let's view that. It's going to be awful, isn't it? Right. Marwa Hawk. Show. No. Don't want to pin it. I'm going to show it. Another moderator. Who's there's only one moderator here, and that's Mark in Thetford. Oh wow, fair play, Mark. I didn't know you were in here. Thanks, man. Charlie, what's occurring? Charlie. Hello, my lovelies. I hope this day finds you well, as it does me. Well, here I am, right? I'm in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. And I better turn the bleeding radio down, otherwise I'll get another one of them effing copyright strikes. You got tomorrow off? Everybody has. White Van Man 999. Although I'm going to take I'm not going to take the bus. I'm going to cycle into Didcot, which is, I don't know how many miles away, but I'm going to spend all day cycling to Didcot, see what's open, and eat and poo there. And maybe have a rucksack on my back so I can procure items. Great Charlie impression, says Nigel. I've yet to receive feedback from Charlie as to just how good that is. So here's another one. All right, let's get some distance on. With you, I can be gay. With you, I can stick my willy into my bum until one of us comes. With you, I can be gay. With you. There you go, Charlie. You can have that, and you can keep it, and you can record it and use it for your intro. Marwa Hawk says Paul instead of Lowell. And Michael Burrows is starting a new job tomorrow. You're nervous. Michael. Now, I used to be a contractor, and I did 50 jobs over the past 30 years, and I would go in there absolutely arrogant, cocksure, and there was this one song I'd sing myself when I went to work, and it was this. Are you ready? Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new life for me. Good. Da, 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 da. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Ba, 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 ba. Freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new life for me. Da, 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 and I'm feeling good. Yeah, sing that song to yourself on your walk into your work on the first day, and you got to get that cocksure arrogance, alpha male energy going, mate. Full testosterone, just go in there like you own the place. Where's my seat? Where's my induction? Where's the tea? Where's the bogs? Who's in charge? Straight off. Make sure you're in control of it. So good luck, Michael Burrows. Huge ass. The rather immature YouTube handle says, did you ever consider moving in with Richard and Scruffy when the pug van died? No. No, not even for a millisecond. And that's with all due respect to Richard Hewitt and Scruffy, whom I enjoy spending time with. But no. Welsh Beavis has an opinion as to which van that is. Good. A lot of people have been asking, but I've never revealed in my videos. I may never reveal what van that is, or its number plate, or its VIN number, because there are just so many tards out there who just, I don't know why. I can't imagine just how much I'd have to drill into my skull and remove from my brain to be like these people. There are people out there will see what your number is on a YouTube video and they'll bloody look it up on the DVLA website. Oh God, I just don't know. We wondered who these people were or how Nazi Germany, became the horror that it was. And then 4 years ago, we found out 75% of you, not you specifically, of the United Kingdom, took an injection because the television told you. Oh, loads of likes coming in. Love it, love it. I've got 14 likes and 59 viewers, so that means only a quarter of you are enjoying this content. In other words, 3/4 of you hate listening to me. What are you doing with your lives on Easter Sunday, really? Right. Michael Burrows is working in men's fashion. All suit you, sir. Oh, speaking of men's fashion, what do you think, Michael? Do you think the mauve glasses and the comb over really go with the outdoor gear hoodie and the 20-something camouflage shoulder hoodie with no socks with sandals, controversially. Deck shoes and just whatever black trousers were available in wherever it was, Asda or Tesco's or TK Maxx. I'm not fussy. I'm not even stooped to JD Sports. Oh, men's shoes and socks. Oh, Michael Burrows, your mission from me is to make sure more men in Britain wear socks with sandals, because, when I was younger, it's hard to believe looking at me now, but I used to be ridiculously handsome and charming, and I used to have a problem with too many shallow women wanting to get involved with me. And I found that the second I started wearing socks and sandals, it was just like bang, only the genuine women would even consider me. And all the shallow, high maintenance women just gone. And I kept wearing socks with sandals ever since. Because don't know if any of you have noticed after 4 years of watching my videos, but I'm a rather authentic human being indeed. So I've got no time for high maintenance shallow women at all. Debbie, nice white panel van, Tim. To quote you, a man/woman can dream, can't they? No, there's no they them about it, Debbie. A man can dream, can't he? And this man is living the dream. This Easter Sunday, I'm in a long wheelbase generic Eurovan that could have a Fiat, a Toyota, a Citroen, a Peugeot badge, and I believe they are respectively called the Proes, the Scudo, the Dispatch, and the what's the Peugeot one called? Expert? Yeah. So a man can dream, can't he, Debbie? Nigel's having a laugh. That's most important, Nige. And another message held for review as Mark in Thetford held another message. I'll try and view it. Show Marwa Hawk has been typing with his right hand only, judging by the a left-handed wanker. Oh dear, that's tragic. Oh dear. Don't tell anyone else in Bangladesh you're gay or an atheist. My God, you'd be in trouble. All right. Tyler Kennedy, say, Okia! Thank you for the suggestion, Tyler. Marwa Hawk is various icons. A grin, a microphone, another grin, a knife and a frog. Okay, maybe you're enjoying cooking frogs in Bangladesh. Hey, it's your culture. Just don't come here and try and make it mine. Got that? All right. Richard Hewitt. Hugh, you're joking. I could not put up with Tim for long. And may I say, Richard, the feeling is mutual. Yeah, Richard Hewitt, what a top geezer in small doses, and I'm so glad to see he's producing YouTube videos and meeting people in his own right, not just hanging on my extremely long coattails. Yeah, good for you, Richard, and Charlie. Yeah, Charlie's starting to pick up the game with his YouTube act, and I have never asked anyone to like and subscribe, and it really helps the algorithm and all that. I've been entirely about content, and yeah, Charlie's different. Charlie's content is all about wishing you would like, comment, and subscribe, and that. Yeah. So if you like that sort of content, head over. It used to be called Charlie's Van Life. I believe it's just called Charlie now. So that'll be harder to find on YouTube than Charlie's Van Life. Michael Burrows thought, if you could help with me something, please, so I'm prepared for tomorrow. Okay, Michael. It's just a few practical things that you need to do so I'm prepared for tomorrow. Okay, count me in, Michael. Hugh Jazz says, you're a top man. Oh, Richard. Yeah, yes, Poundland Sid Precious called it Poundland glasses. You know it. There's just no point in wasting money on glasses. Blimey. I mean, I can almost see without them. It's like Clark Kent, you know, these barely do anything. Michael Burrows wants to know what sort of socks I'm wearing. Well, they're all the same. All the socks I wear are the same. I went into some cheap shop. I think it was Matalan or one of them. And I just got all black socks. They're just all generic socks, and I got all the same ones, and so that way I don't even have to match them or pair them. I just grab into my sock drawer every time I have a little bed bath, you know, a little wet wipe bed bath, and I just grab a couple of socks, and then I know they're going to be the same. I have got thicker socks for my work boots, but it's not a work day today. Great question, Michael. Mir Goran says hi. Oh. And Mystic Hair says, blimey, that was so good, Tim. You may receive a copyright strike for that rendition. Well, indeed, Andy. I mean, my goodness. The estate of Nina Simone will be wanting some royalties for that stunning rendition of And I'm Feeling Good. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, sing that to yourself, Michael Burrows, on the way to work. Can you show me socks, please, so I can be prepared for tomorrow? Michael, it's going to be an extremely low pressure job selling socks, because the kind of people who buy socks, right, only buy them because their old socks are worn out and they need a pair of socks. And that's that. I mean, it's not really a hard sales job. You'll be fine. And they probably put you on socks because it's an easy job and they don't want to scare you off in your first month, you know. Just get the hang of selling socks to people, and then, you know, if they think you're a valued member of staff, they might move you up to underpants. Right. Can you take off your shoe, please? Says Michael Burrows. That's a bit weird. Yes, thank you, Derek. The Peugeot version of that vehicle is the expert. Thank you. Looks like a Peugeot partner. No, I don't know if you've been following Leggings Wheels, but the vehicle I had before this was a Peugeot partner. It was so small that I had to move my bed into the passenger seat. But in this one, my bed is only like 3/4 of the back, and I've still got storage behind the bed. Right. Wish I could see you show socks. It's my this is all Michael Burrows now. Oh, I wish I could see you show socks. It's for my fashion. Take off shoe. Let me see, please. Undo shoelace first, please. Take off one sock slowly. Let me see, please. Do you know what, Michael? I'm beginning to wonder if the story about you working in a sock selling job tomorrow, it was merely a ruse for some kind of fetish. But you know, not really interested in doing fetishes for blokes. But then I am a tease. I might just show you later, sweetie. I might just take my shoe off slowly and reveal my socks. All right. Woodsy walks. Never change. Never stop giving a fuck. Oh, yeah. Never. It's a beautiful thing, Woodsy, when you really don't give a fuck. Because it's the opposite of bravery, you know? It's like, I know that there is this international team of pedo psychos who are out to destroy the lives of everyone they can, except their own little club of satanic pedos. And I don't give a shit. I'll just call them out. And then I'll get responses in the comments. Oh, you're just paranoid. Oh, you took too much LDS in the 60s. Oh. Wayne Abraham in Bridgend. Yes, it was good to meet you, Wayne. Really was good to meet you and see your organic garden projects, and your lovely wife, and your classic car restorations, and you know, and your work life building the Merthyr Tydfil bypass. Really interesting meeting you, man, and having many conversations off camera, which I can't even talk about here because this will get published up to YouTube. Yeah, very interesting. Michael Burrows, it's so I'm prepared for tomorrow. I need a little bit of help, please, if I can. Now, Michael Burrows, you're just too desperate to see me do a little socks with deck shoes striptease. Even that Bangladeshi bloke, whatever his name is typing with his right hand because he's having a left-handed wank while I'm doing this live stream. I mean, you get all sorts here, you know. Him, her. Really, Joe? Okay, well, there are two genders, Joe. Don't get confused. Don't get just pick the one you're born with, and just enjoy it. You'll find someone who wants to play with the genitals you were born with. Don't chop them off. Don't mutilate them. Just don't mutilate the genitals you were born with, because you'll never be able to fix the wiring. There are nerves that go to your brain that give you a lot of pleasure from not only yourself but other people playing with your genitals that you were born with. So no, don't get confused in that department. Just stick with the one you're born with, and just find someone who wants to play with your genitalia that you like. It's really simple, really. That's the game. All right. Michael Burrows is nervous. Just one sock off slowly. Please, let me see it. Please, it will help a lot. Wow. Steve Cohen. How's things? Well, Steve, how's things? I spent my entire 20s hitchhiking around Europe doing odd jobs, and I learned multiple languages and really engaged with all the wonderful cultures of our European neighbours. And then I spent my 40s and 50s in the summer just fixing websites of big companies for big money in this country. And then I spent my winters just travelling around either warmer countries or countries with more snow so I could go snowboarding. And I had a great time. And for the past 4 years, I've just been living in a van, either unemployed or on minimum wage. So that's what's going on, is we're all trying to survive or remain unaware of a globalist attack on our civilization. That's what's going on, Steve Cohen. Your cheeks blend into your glasses seamlessly. Yes, thank you, Andrew, for that comment or / request. Labrat with Michael. Joe Cook, hello from Norfolk. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in Norfolk. Really enjoyed it. Richard Hewitt, Easy Van Life. He's decided to base most of his retirement in Norfolk now. Watch his channel. He's a really interesting chap. He's actually more interesting than me, just with slightly less editing skills and charisma. Tony 78 UK says, hello Tim and Michael Burrows. You're just begging to look at my socks, Michael. Look, we're only 44 minutes into this podcast, so you're just going to have to wait. I'm that much for tease, Michael, but don't write me off. Bailey Football 28 says hi. Hello. It's Mike Oxlong here, says Tyler Kennedy. Mike Oxlong. The penny has dropped. What's the time over there, says Bailey Football. I don't know. I mean, must be around sunset now. See if I can look at my clock without ruining the podcast. 3 minutes to 7. Bailey Football 20. Michael Burrows, if there's anywhere where you can go and take them off one sock slowly, please let me see. Just too desperate, Michael, too desperate. Hi Tim, says Pauline. White Van Man 999, 4.21k subs. You've gone through some dollar hit, but you're a tough cookie, Socks. Yes, I mean, I'd like to say it's been a character building experience, but I've kind of built my character through what I said earlier, which was through like hitchhiking around Europe in my 20s, and then hitchhiking around the world, well, rather just traveling the world in the winter in my 40s and 50s with a higher budget. And yeah, I've kind of built my character already. So just to survive the winter in a crappy little van I bought, again, it's another classic cheapest thing I could find van, and I just don't care anymore, really. I mean, there is nothing that phases me. It really doesn't. You see what happens when the pigs come and start giving it all that. I'm like, what crime? Dismissed. I really don't care. Yeah. George Hodgkiss is loving this vid, and Stephen Harrison, whom I met in... I had a meal in, where is it, Derbyshire, Yorkshire, something like that. Yeah, I had a meal with you. Yeah, good to see you, Stephen. Very nice chap. He raises foster kids, top geezer. Michael Burrows, anywhere private, like a place where no one can see you. Well, you know me, Michael, I always hang out in remote places so no one's watching. Jackie Hattrick, hiya, loving the style, babes. Yeah, rocking it. I'm rocking it. Thank you, Jerry. Don't know whether that's a boy or a girl. Doesn't matter these days. Dan Van Man, nice to see you. Have a new motor, Tim. Did you get pill for the battery and solar gubbins from the old van? I rescued what I could because it was a freezing drizzle in November when I parked the old van and the new van back to back, so I rescued all I could out of it. Michael Burrows, then take one sock off slowly. Let me see, please. Take off socks slowly, please. Let me see, please. Says Michael Burrows. LinkedIn? No, I'm not. I don't do any social media. It's just this, Jerry. And Socks with Sandals isn't my real name. So no, I don't do social media at all. I mean, I watch. Obviously, I publish to YouTube. I watch YouTube. I'm really not into van life that much. I'm normally into things like parkour, futurism, that sort of thing, AI. And here's a spoiler. I just joined Andrew Tate's Real World in the last week. So that's given me something to do in the spare time. That's probably more fun for me than editing a video about hanging out in the middle of buttfuck nowhere in an old van. Do it in that position, please, where the tree is. Huge ass. Go full Ricky Gervais. 7 times black jogging pants and black t-shirt. Must be perfect. Van life ensemble. Well, really, all I'm wearing is just the sort of clothes you need for the global warming we're experiencing at the end of March. And I was just talking to the barmaid at the local pub where I have a Sunday lunch. And she said that global warming was so bad in Japan, where she spent the past 2 weeks, that Hanami, the cherry blossom season, the flower blooming season in Japan, was delayed by 2 weeks because it was an unusually cold winter. It's like you listen to these tards who believe the narrative, right? They'll be hanging around uh, April tomorrow, and they're hanging around in a bloody hoodie and a ski jacket like me. They'll say, "Oh yeah, but it might be cold here, but it was much warmer than usual elsewhere." And then you find someone who's from elsewhere or been elsewhere, and it was just as cold there. And they're asking us to drive round in electric vehicles. How am I going to charge that up? It's just not working. Even in like California, which is the wokest place in the world, they've gone off electric vehicles because they've had enough time for people to go through ownership, the wealthiest people to go through ownership of one electric vehicle. And then they realize it's cheaper to charge it at home and 10 times more expensive to charge it at wherever some infrastructure has been placed. And that then takes an hour and a half out of your day where you've got to like hang around in some boring internet cafe or bagel cafe or whatever, or like Michael Burrows would hang out in a shoe removal place. I'll tell you what, Michael Burrows, if you're working in a shoe shop and you get to watch grown men take their shoes off 100 times a day, that is just, oh, you're in the right job. I mean, my God, you'll never run out of wank fantasies, will you? All right, let's catch up on the comments now. Quick style. Michael Burrows, anywhere private, and then take them off. One sock, slowly, please. And there's a message held for review. And I'm going to look at that message held for review. Ah, yeah, I can see why. Yeah, thank you. I think it's Mark in Thetford who's doing these, because no one else, unless it's the YouTube algorithm, which has got a new feature where they actually, the AI in real time just filters the tards out. Derek O'Brien, I bet the engine is still going on your old Peugeot. Derek, it's okay if you haven't been following all the reason I had to get rid of that damn thing. Must feel like a mansion compared to the Pug Palace, says Russ. The thing is, I don't have much. I don't need much. I have more than all I need, and that barely fills a quarter of that van. So no, I don't really notice. And I'm not using the passenger seat anyway, so I had plenty of room in the Pug Palace. Jaden Smith says, I'll do it. Hello Socks says, Ether Elephant. I imagine you've got a name that's very common and you struggle to find a YouTube handle. Although Jaden Smith has a name that can't be that uncommon. I'll even hard R. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2. Hello Tim says, happy feet. And that's a little tease for Michael Burrows. Jaden Smith 1. Bopper says, well said Tim. LDS. That is a reference to Star Trek 4, where Spock is in a minibus with a bunch of other people in the 80s, and Kirk has to explain why he's such a weirdo, and he says, oh yeah, he took a little too much LDS in the 60s, and that was a Star Trek 4 joke for any Trekkies out there, and any Gen Xers who were going to the cinema in the 80s watching the OG Star Trek crew do the big screen. Trisha is finished too. What is Trisha? Oh, Trisha's finished too. Finished what too? Finished too. You mean you're finished and she's finished? Oh, I don't know what that's all about. But it was good to meet you and Trisha. Andrew says, good evening. Tracy says, Yeah, curse and cougar madness. Dan Van Man, according to the Yank population, the world's going to end on the 8th of April. Oh, the Yanks. Frickin' Yanks, man. They think that this Great Awakening, I'm going to have a rant here, Dan, about the Yanks. Thank you for reminding me. Is the Yanks, right? The Mayflower and all the other exoduses from Europe that they enjoyed that resulted in such amazing heights of civilization, like the Salem witch massacring madness, right? Is they really believe in the literal Bible. Is for a developed country, the United States has an utterly disproportionate number of God botherers. Like Iceland is one of the most peaceful, advanced countries in the world, and religious belief is zero, except for a couple of what's the politically incorrect word? Ragheads who've joined them and been deported rather swiftly. Yeah. But yeah, most developed countries really aren't into this God-bothering crap anymore, but the United States is an outlier. And they seem to think that this Great Awakening involves Jesus loves you and Christianity. No. No, it doesn't. But if you're happy, United States, if you're happy and that's how you want to run your country, and I must say the United States is the key to this Great Awakening, because the globalists have clearly targeted the United States as their base of operations. And my goodness, if the globalists take over the United States, as we have seen in the past 4 years, what have the United States done in the past 4 years without a president that's been duly elected, controversially? They've stirred up the madness between the Jews and the Arabs in the Gaza Strip. That is awful. They've got NATO, in other words, all of Europe, involved in stirring some wasp's nest with the ethnic Russians in eastern Ukraine. There was nothing to do with anybody. Thank you, the Americans and NATO. That was Victoria Nuland's baby, that was. Nice. Blew up a freaking gas pipeline that was giving Germany cheap gas. Thank you, United States. And North Korea's back to launching missiles again, like, remember us? And they're even talking about invading or doing a strike on Iran. And it's a mess in just 4 years. Oh my God. United States, you know who you have to elect this November, for God's sake. Right. And the Great Awakening's not about God or his imaginary son, or the imaginary God and his imaginary son, for goodness sake. Right. Are you worried about the solar eclipse, Tim? No, I'm not. Like Dan Van Man. There's a solar eclipse somewhere on Earth every year, and it just so happens that the United States has a landmass that's vastly larger than most countries, so it's not surprising. They had one 8 years ago, and it just happened to cross a load of countries called Salem, and this year it's crossing a load of towns called Salem, and now it's crossing a load of towns called Nineveh, which is modern day Mosul in Kurdistan, northern Iraq. God, the United States. Confucius. Yes, Confucius. I'm sorry that China's fallen into communism rather than Confucianism. It's terrible. Where's the Berlingo? Did you sell it? It wasn't a Berlingo, Ether Elephant. Tommy Trump. It expired. What expired? It. Can I have nouns and meaning, please? Pug Palace has had an extension. No, it hasn't, Colin. No. I mean, I extended its life as long as I could. I mean, I always buy end-of-life vehicles, including that piece of crap there. And I just keep them going for as long as I can until they really die. And then that's the end of it. Huge ass. I met life is too short recently. Still hoping to meet Mr. Socks one day. That's the dream. Yeah, you need to raise your goals, Hugh Jass, because dozens of people have met me. Tommy Trump. Grin. Kevin Thomas, nice van, dude. Yeah. Stephen Harrison says green. RWREA green. No. Typo. Wayne Haler. Good seeing you live. Well, it was good seeing you in person about 3 years ago, Wayne, in I'm trying to think of that town in Norfolk with the old abbey. Wyndham, that's right. I saw you in Wyndham. And yeah, that was a nice tour of your van. As a matter of fact, that tour of your little Talbot van is one of my most successful videos. So thanks for that. What's the van's name? I actually do have a name for it. Are you ready? This is a world exclusive now. I have named my van. Are you ready? 72 people with 33 likes. I have named this van Generic White Van. Yeah. London Living, happy Easter. It's very cold here. Well, that's because of global warming, London Living. Inside my flat, praying for global broiling. Yeah, I often show the clip from Antonio Guterres, the UN General Secretary. We have ended global warming and we are in a phase of global boiling. And that will result in a United Nations fact check right below this video. Not now, but when it goes, when it's published later on. And you'll be given a fact check about what climate is. It's called climate change. Although it might appear to you and I, here we are, April's tomorrow, and I'm wearing a fleece and a ski jacket, it might appear that the climate has not changed, but in fact it has, because the United Nations has said so, and you'll be receiving a fact check at the bottom. Let's make that clear right now. Happy Easter, says Big Bad Fuds. And Wayne Abraham. No, Trisha the Transit Van. Trisha the Transit. Oh my goodness, Wayne. Oh, I was thinking of Wayne Haylett. Yeah, this is another Wayne. I was thinking of the Wayne in Norfolk. This is Wayne Abraham's obviously the Wayne in Bridgend. Yeah, Trisha the Transit Van. That was a 2003 long wheelbase minibus converted. Very nice project that was. Really enjoyed that. Van looks tidy. Iceland is going woke. I don't know. I mean, it's closed down in Didcot. I mean, that's what normally happens to woke companies, isn't it? They start to employ a bunch of they-thems, and then they mysteriously close down. It's just weird the way that happens. Show us inside the van, please. I already did. AWFC 666S. You better not be a Satanist. You better not be a Satanist, because I'm coming for you. This is why gun barrels have sights, so we can see Satanists right there before we squeeze the trigger. Yeah, I've got no time for Satanists at all. AWFC 666S. 1 Ront 3 CH official. Stupid idiot. Luke Griffin. Hello, the kid. Hello, Tim. And Richard Hewitt says, oh no, Tim is of on a rant. Yeah, Richard, I know you like to believe everything that the television tells you, including, you need to believe there's this super lethal pandemic and the only way out of it is getting injected with this super safe and effective vaccine. And all I can say is, Richard, I'm glad you're still alive. I really am, because you're a nice bloke. Naive as hell. But you made it. You made it this far. You might make it to 70, and I'm so pleased for you, Richard. You're a good man. Dan Van Man, if ever you pass by Leeds, you're very welcome to swing by our house and refresh your being. Bless you, brother. Up the ante and keep going on. Well, thank you, Dan Van Man. It's about time I explored more of the north of England. Shredder VR, is it pink? What? My knobhead. Derek O'Brien, great Tim, you never disappoint, always engaging no matter the occasion. That is the correct answer, Derek O'Brien. And Carl Ambler, hi Tim, looking forward to the BLT month in June. I gotta say, I didn't know where it was. I have got no interest. But I have been fantasizing. There is a rainbow. I drove over, like in Milton. There's an industrial estate in Oxfordshire called Milton, where I used to work. I did a video about it once. And there's this rainbow roundabout there. And I didn't even notice it was there. I just saw some person standing at the side of the road. I just carried on. Didn't realise that was actually a zebra crossing. What the hell? You can't see that from a distance. It's just, even the horses don't want to walk across. It's mad. And I have had fantasies about spraying, turning up in the middle of the night and rigging a device to the back of my bicycle to just spray black paint on the rainbow crossings. Imagine we've all had fantasies like that. But you see in the United States, actually come and arrest men who do wheel spins and burnouts on the rainbow crossings. How's the Czech Giant and 4x4 fella? I haven't seen the Czech Giant since you have on my videos, Andrew. I've been to Northampton a few times, but yeah, he's working now. I'm glad he's got a job. Nice man, and he's got a nice van to live in as well, thanks to one of our mutual viewers, which is good. 4x4 fella, top geezer. Yep. He's been in a few videos of mine too. I think 4x4 fella actually has bought some Welsh flags at Llanfair Porth Gwyngyth, Gold Gerich, Chwen Doroboth, Llantysilio Go Go Go. And he said that one day he'll pop round here and deliver them to me so I can stick them to the, the roof of this van. We're in 1 hour and 9 minutes. 85 people have looked, 37 have liked it. Great name, says I'm R3H1PP0. Imagine that's the generic white van. Right, I'm going to rush through the comments now because I think I'm behind. Phoenix Moonbeam is not woke enough, in my opinion. I'm not, honestly, says the guy with 666 in his name. Obviously not a Satanist if you put 666 in your YouTube handle. Ruby Jones. Hi, can I have a shout out, please? Hello, Ruby Jones. There you go. Phoenix Moonbeam, those glasses look super woke. Oh, I know. I just buy whatever. Oh, in fact, I had one for free. I found these on the, because I don't know how many viewers have been watching my recent life, but I'm working in recycling at the moment. And I found these, rescued these from landfill. And what is interesting about them, other than just they look like really cool shaded aviators, is you can probably see there that they're bifocal. So they got reading glasses in the bottom and just regular tints at the top. So I can drive and read my comments at the same time. Sarah Murray believes that Socks with Sandals is a great channel. That is the correct answer, Sarah Murray. Tam Spoon, oh hi the new in Loch Lomond. Tam. Yeah. In season 6, I travelled up north and I met Tam Spoon in Loch Lomond, and we travelled to Glencoe and Glen Etive, where Skyfall was filmed, and we did a James Bond spoof episode. That was brilliant. Thank you, Tam, for being such a great sport, and I've still got your cutlery. I didn't drink any Buckfast or whatever that. Oh no, I couldn't do that. Yeah. Huge ass. Flexible solar panel on your roof stuck down with VHB tape. Run the cable down the side of the back door, no drilling. Yeah, I'm going to be a bit more secure about things on my roof than that, but thank you, huge ass. Dan Van Man, I'm actually quite pleasantly relieved that I'm not the only one who uses raghead as part of my vocabulary. Well, indeed, Dan Van Man, you have to respect their culture. Like, let me just respect that culture thus. There you go. That's me respecting a culture. That's enough of that madness. Hello, Tim. Good to see you looking well. I am, I mean, I'm 56 in a couple of months, and I'm feeling good. Really good. Really good. I mean, I never thought, say when I was 19, that I'd feel as good at 56 as I did at 19, but I just do. And I've still got all my hair in the original colour. I mean, you can't fault that, although part of that was a decision I made when I was young, not to get involved with white women or mortgages or debt or any of that madness. God, there by the grace of God went I. No, I decided that world travel and shagging birds who really want me was where it was at. And this is the face of regret. Right. Woodsy Walks. If you're up in Greesborough, North Yorkshire, you're more than welcome to rest up here. Thank you. That's 2 invites I've had, Leeds and North Yorkshire. Thank you, Woodsy Walks. And London Living has spotted me a £5. Nice. Well, that's not a pint in London, but it is a pint in Oxfordshire. So thank you, London Living. And let's celebrate the first super on a live stream. Oh, I've got to press something. All right. Celebrate. Actions: report, remove, put user in timeout, hide. No, that's not celebrating it. Oh, I can like it. I can like it. Here you go, London Living. You get a live like for that. Stephen Davis. Hi, Mr. Socks. Hope you're well. Oh, yeah. In rude health. Really rude health for my age. It's ridiculous. How's that van of yours? Says Monman. Hooe. How do you pronounce that? Monman. Hope you getting heating done. I'm Welsh, so don't worry about that madness. The Scottish Walking Channel. When are you coming back to Scotland? There are two parts of England. I mean, I've done all of Wales. I haven't done the north coast of Scotland, the NC 500, they call it in the van life community. Haven't done the south coast of England. I did the Welsh Valleys last May. Oh my goodness, that was amazing. And I had another viewer, Ian Baker, join me on that. That was brilliant. And of course, I met Wayne on that one. Dan Van Man spotted me a tenner. Wow. And Hugh Jass wants to know if I've been bothered again by the Bumbleclot police. I mean, no, really. I mean, those of you who saw my recent short video, that's been one of my most popular videos, where I was just having a line on a Saturday morning in the back of this van, and some pigs just came up to me and started giving it all that. And I was like, it's private land, clear off. And I would say, look, there's no crime here, you're dismissed. And then they wouldn't go. And then that was the moment I pressed record from where you saw. And then they changed their tune after I pressed record quite dramatically. And I felt so confident they'd be gone in a minute after pressing record. I filmed it vertically because it's always a short video. Once you film the police in vertical like this, and obviously YouTube short stories have to be in portrait like this format. And they always go very quickly when you say, no, not answering that. Any crime going on? No, I haven't reported a crime. I haven't witnessed a crime. There's no crime happening, constable. Never call them officer. Yeah, and no, they don't bother you once they realise they're not getting anything out of you. Ooh, more dosh. Luke Griffin. Thank you, Luke. Fiver's come in. That's really nice. Really nice. And Monman wants to know what my favourite place in Wales is. Oh, Amelia. Hi, Amelia. My favourite place in Wales. Oh, that's like trying to ask someone what their favourite child is, or ask a TV watcher what their favourite football team is. Oh no, apparently that's a thing. I can't. It's just Wales. All of Wales is perfect. All of Wales is perfect. Yeah. Yeah, it's paradise. I wish they could find better political leadership in Wales. Oh, dear. I mean, I thought it was a good thing that Mark Rutherford left, and then they brought in freaking raghead Mohammed in there. What the hell? What the hell is going on in the land of my fathers? Oh my God, Wales. But the countryside just speaks for itself. And I think I've reached the end of the comments. No one else has commented. London Living Crime Bodge on YouTube has many videos. Yeah, I've seen a few of them, but once you get into the concept of the common law and that the constabulary are a service who are there to enforce the common law, you're laughing, because if you're not breaking the common law, they have no enforcement at all. No enforcement authority on you at all. I mean, I'm glad they're there. I mean, I get a lot of weirdos in the comments who obviously watch TV and probably support football teams and that. They just say, oh, they're just there to help and you're very rude. And, oh, when you need the police, they'll be there. No, when I need the police, they won't be there because they'll be busy freaking harassing some innocent bloke having a lie-in in his van on a Saturday morning doing nothing except dreaming. They'll be trying to find him guilty of some nonsense. That's what the police are doing, wasting police time's an offence, but I can't believe the police are actually doing it. And you'd think the police would be trying to regain their trust with the British population after what they were doing during the hoax. And that's with all due disrespect to those of you who got injected. Right. Gamer Boy, no, you can shove it, Gamer Boy. Billy No Mates has said, great live vid, enjoying this live feed. Well done, mate. You just say it like it is. Well, yeah. I mean, I know I'm not the most popular UK van life channel, and I see channels doing with a similar content to mine doing a lot better because they're staged and they're cheese and they're mainstream, and I won't do that. I'm authentic all the way, right down to the wee bottle. Labrat. Miss your longer videos, Tim, but completely understandable why you do shorts. Glad to see you doing well, always keeping it real. Yeah, I mean, anyone who's ever asked me in the comments, when's your next video coming out? These are always the kind of people. I mean, I won't use tards to describe them, but, you know, they're kind of the next level up. They're the nobodies. The people who don't produce content of their own and they believe they're part of some community, and they use words like we and us to describe all the other people in the van life community that they have absolutely zero interaction with other than in the comments. I mean, there is a real UK van life community out there, and I hope I've shown you that in my videos and my meetings, that there are real people out there who are doing van life like myself. And it is a preferable alternative to anything else that this messed up society has to offer when it comes to accommodation. But the kind of people who say, oh, when's your next video coming along? These are people who have never even attempted to produce a video. And also there are people out there who think they're going to get some kind of behind-the-scenes exclusive off of me in the comments, like, what's the number plate of your vehicle, or something retarded like that. I'm trying to think now. Yeah, they think they're entitled to some kind of exclusive behind the scenes just by people who don't produce videos asking a question in the comments. No, you don't. You don't. If you want to be in the community, you produce videos and show what your van life is like, and then you're in the community. And everyone else is really on the periphery. And I don't mind them at all. I mean, I'm so glad that there are so many of you probably in the comments now who are not into van life, but you follow me because, I don't know, maybe you find me entertaining, or you're considering van life and you want to get a real insight into what's going on, especially on the days where it all goes pear-shaped. And the funny thing about van life is you can have 100 days in a row where it's all seasides and sunsets and drones and everything's going great, and then you crash your drone, and then and then the van breaks down, and then the weather's crap, and then or you can't find a mechanic and you got to fix it yourself, and you got to build the interior because it's just too expensive to get a carpenter to do it for you, and then you find out who you really are. And that's the character building experience that van life offers. And yeah, so there's a gulf of difference between those of you who are in house life and those of you who have chosen the alternative, uh, the much cheaper alternative, and just living in vans, and it really is preferable, I've got to say. I mean, I understand if you got like a bird in tow or kids in tow, it's, yeah, you gotta be a bit more mainstream with them. But my goodness, right? Uh, right. During that rant about nobodies, I received a load of comments. Labrat, miss your longer vids. There's the way. That's what I was talking about. Billy No Mates, I am indeed, indeed, indeed in debt. It doesn't matter if you can't type, you can't speak English. I don't care. There's no meaning. What's up, dude? Says awesome. Go back an hour and 26 minutes and you'll figure it out. Awesome. Never had the lurgy, still a pureblood. Exactly. I mean, I caught the seasonal flu in 2020 and 2021, but I wasn't going to be persuaded that I've had a seasonal flu across 2 separate winters. That means I need to get injected to stop me having caught the flu. If you caught it, I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to talk about this on YouTube, but if you catch an illness and survive, you are more immune than any possible injection can make you. I mean, I know 71% of you didn't believe that, and you got mugged into getting the kill shot. But and those of you that are still alive, amazing you're still here, really. As far as van life channels goes, mate, says Billy No Mates, I'd say you're near the top. Well, thank you, Billy No Mates. I'm surprised you got no friends with a personality like that. Pure Bloods, says Tommy Trump. Dan Van Man, yours is probably the best UK van life channel on the market, to be fair. Well, I'll accept that compliment. Dan Van Man. TT says, big up yourself. Yeah, he knows it. Andrew, do you like Sanity for Sweden? Get some pins for you, Tim. One day we'll catch up, says Andrew. Pins. Get some pins for you, Tim. Pins. Why do I need pins, Andrew? Okay. Watch Sanity for Sweden. So that made sense. I was actually subscribed to Sanity for Sweden because I did enjoy his daily news roundup. And it was great. If you didn't have enough time to watch, say, the Alex Jones show, you'd watch Sanity for Sweden, and then you'd find out what was going on in the world. Very good research, very good news. But then one episode, he said, those of you who've been following David Icke from the beginning, and I've been following David Icke for 30 years, like ever since he was on Wogan. I went to see him live, and I've been reading his books. The Robots Rebellion is probably the best one, but his latest one, The Trap's amazing. And yeah, David Icke is the OG of figuring out who's attacking us and why. And Sanity for Sweden just decided to say out the blues, F off. I don't want you David Icke fans in here. I don't ever want to see you again. So I was like, all right, unsubscribe. So I've unsubscribed from Sanity for Sweden simply because he decided to diss the OG of investigative journalism. No, you don't do that, Sanity for Sweden. Right. I notice you have your Rona protection dust mask above. Stephen, that's actually because I work in a dusty environment, actual dusty environment. And there are some times like, where you get broken pillowcases full of feathers or you know, those cement bags full of dust come through, and or even asbestos that gets crunched up. You just don't want to be breathing in that stuff. You just just slap one of them on, and you know, just wait till the air's cleared. I mean, yeah, that's what those are for, Stephen Davis. They're not for imaginary hoaxes. Let's get that straight. Billy No Mates, cannot believe you only have 8 thumbs up. I don't. I have 51. Richard's van life. The face mask is for Tim going in shops. Richard, I remember even after the government, I was hanging out with you, and even after the government said you don't have to wear these things, you were wearing them. You were wearing these. I never, ever, ever wore one. Well, I did for a couple of weeks till I figured out his bollocks, and then I wore the necklace saying, I have a hidden disability. I'm a retard. I might have an episode if someone tries to put a mask on my face. And that was how I got out. I mean, there are some people who are more strident, like Simon the Blake family says, I'm exempt, dismissed. I've never seen a bottle of piss being flung so eloquently on YouTube before watching your channel. I've tried to mimic this myself, but I always fall short. Yeah, Dan, the phone I had before this one used to have slow-mo on it. So, yeah, I was really able to catch every single detail. But the phone I got now is like just, I don't know, 6 years old, 100 quid. It does the job, obviously. But it doesn't have slow-mo on it. I mean, I can download apps to do time-lapse and low-light, but I can't do slow-mo because the camera won't do it. Rob Walker is having a laugh. That's good. Billy No Mates is referring to your answer to my last. Again, no contents, no context. 40 and Wake Up says, hello, Tim. Hello, 40 and Wake Up. London Living. Think you may have missed Richard Thrower super chat above. I've missed Mr. Richard Thrower super chat. I've caught 3 of them. Sorry, Richard, if I scrolled past your super chat. Rob Walker, I got it a few times. Again, no context. You might be talking about a seasonal flu that in 2020 and 2021 was given a new name. We know that because the flu stats went mysteriously down to exactly 0. So, while another thing that had flu-like symptoms appeared at about the same level, so we know that the flu was renamed. Oh, and the thing that appeared with flu-like symptoms was flu-like. But enough people were fooled. 71% were fooled and believed an injection was the cure, even if they already had it. All right. Friends, what are those? Billy No Mates. Yeah, you wouldn't know. 2030ian says, hello, Tim, a fellow pureblood. There's a lot of us about 2030ian. Stephen Davis, still pureblood at 60 years old with lung disease. Probably saved your life. No, because... yeah, remember the comorbidities were just dropping really badly, man. So you did well to get through that. Stephen Davis says, I know, mate, joking. You joking about having a lung disease? Hilarious. Work van. Righto. Perhaps you don't know what I do for a job, 2030, and that's okay. And it's not righto because you haven't been watching my videos and you don't know that I don't need a van for work. Like huge ass. Matt Letizier talks sense. He does. He was on the Iconic this week. I saw him talking to Jamie Ike. Yeah. It's good that we're getting more celebrities coming over now. I thought we were on the cusp of getting Bruce Willis and Jamie Foxx, but they've stayed silent, even though they're freaking cabbaged by the injection. Patrick Pierce. Hello, Tim. Hello, Patrick. Flying Sheep Rally. Happy Easter, Mr. Socks. Can't say I'm halfway through an engine rebuild. Can't stay as I'm halfway through an engine rebuild, but just stopped for a cuppa. Best wishes, and we'll catch up later. Cymru am byth. Wales forever, Flying Sheep Rally. Spot on about David Icke and the Robots Rebellion. Oh, that sort of gives me a clue how far I am behind. And I haven't got another device, so I'm both recording and trying to read comments on the one device, and it only gives me a very tiny little window at the bottom. It's like that is where the comments are, and that's where the rest of it is up here. So, yeah, I'm struggling to keep up. So I'm just going to have a comment reading binge. Bear with me. 1 minute 36 into this. Tracy, good evening from my ovaries. Sheena Watson, hello mate, cheers. Sheena, I went before I came. That's been done today, and it inspired me to press the or actually to find the live button, because the app was changed, and it took me about 10 minutes of faffing around to find the go live button. Hey, what's the van situation? You still in the pug? Popestar 100. It's okay if you don't watch the videos, or you have a low attention span and you only watch the first 3 minutes of the videos. I get it. Just get yourself over to TikTok now, watch the cats, watch the makeup videos, and you'll be happy. Maybe videos of 10, 12 minutes long are not for you. It's okay. There is no judgment. There is no need to hold on to memories or attention spans or anything in this day and age. Popestar 100. I hope that helps answer your question. Not that you remember your question. I remember the days of slow-mo, says Dan Van Man. Yeah, it kind of slow-mo encouraged me to do more slop outs. Andrew says, I made pure blood pins to subtly remind the tards. They are small, but their message is huge. I have yours safe. And 4x4 fella. Hello, Mr. Socks, no notification. No, I never do it live. I just spontaneously press a button and out it pops. But enough about my knob. About the going live. Yeah, I just, I didn't know how to do it actually. And I just drunk that on Easter Sunday. It appears to have burned off now, an hour and 3,800 minutes into this. But I was fairly cooked after drinking a whole bottle of Baileys. And that was when I pressed live, and I seem to have got over it now. Billy No Mates, my GP tries to get me to take the shot the last 2 years, knowing I already have coronary heart disease. Oh my God, supposedly he wants to get rid of me. That's terrible, Billy No Mates. We need Nuremberg trials and ropes to deal with these people, because these people are just not safe to be in any medical practice or any position of government or military or any institution. They just need to be roped up, have their charges read to them. I'll pull the handle, down they go. That's it. Oh, I mean, I would. Well, Matt Hancock, don't tell me, don't even talk to me about Matt Hancock, what I'd do to him. Yeah, rope's too good for Matt Hancock. I would. Well, what I would do to Matt Hancock, to be fair, as he's 20 years younger than me, is I'd give him a chance. I'd just put him in a room with me for 2 minutes, no weapons, and one of us will come out, and I think that'll be fair. That'll be fair. He's got a chance. That'll be fair. Right, Joe, it's either this or tarot cards. Tarot cards. Oh, that reminds me, I've got some top trumps here. I found them in the recycling. First, I'll catch up with the comments, and then I'll get in some top trumps, Joe. Patrick Pierce, what make of van are you driving now, Tim? I've already been through that. You have to watch the bit that you've missed. Andrew, 4x4 fella. You got a fan, 4x4 fella. Joe, fellow Easter worshippers. The only thing I worship at Easter is not some bloke who sacrificed himself to the Roman army because the Pharisees and the Sadducees picked on him, and Judas and his best mate Judas was a traitor. No, and he died because you're a twat. But the good news is that's the good news. You're forgiven for being a twat. No, that's not why I'm celebrating Easter. I'm celebrating Easter because I've had a load of eggs. I mean, a load of eggs. Yeah, no God bothering going on here. But if you are a twat, please know that 2024 years ago, you were forgiven for being a twat. So you can stop being a twat now. Right, 4x4 fella says hello back to Andrew with a wavy hand. Pugs, not drugs. Thanks, Joe, for the message. Travel Marshall, what do you think of CERN being activated on the 8th? Look, CERN only has an energy of several tera electron volts. Really, there are more active. I mean, you obviously have done no research and you have not had a scientific education to even, or not even looked at a science video on YouTube. So let me superciliously speak down to you, Travel Marshall, about the science research going on at CERN. It was primarily invented to discover the origin of mass. Is mass an intrinsic property of matter, or is it like charge, where it is a separate phenomenon that can be attached to matter? And it turns out that mass is not intrinsic to matter, that it is a field called the Higgs field that all matter travels through, and that certain subatomic particles attract more of the Higgs field and therefore have more mass. It's like the difference between swimming through, neutrinos, for example, have almost no mass, and they can go through a light year of lead, and half of them will survive intact. Whereas an alpha particle, a helium nucleus, will only get through a tenth of a millimeter of lead, or the surface of your skin. That's it. So no, it's bollocks. Just be happy that there are people who are more clever and more educated than you who are doing amazing things that make your life better than it would be had they not bothered. All right, so that's what I think about that. Rob Walker gives a grin. Bailey's better than brake fluid. Matter of fact, I've got some brake fluid in here. I think it's down in the footwell. Let me just grab some brake fluid. Here's some. I don't know what it is. It's going to be a lucky dip because I just pulled it up from the footwell. Oh, this is pat fluid. It's it's Euro 5. Oh, God, I hate Euro 5. It's Euro 5 PDF ignition fluid. Anyway, OBE1 behind ear. OB1 behind ear. Joe, please type in English. Who cares? Valtate, who cares about what? Context, please. Hey, are you Faza? Said Jasmine. Hey, Jasmine, I don't know what a Faza is, but if it's anything other than a straight white male who's educated with reality-based opinions, then no, I'm not that. I'm not a Faza with a PH. Right. Love eggs, says Joe. Pope Star 100. Anyone told you look a bit like Fred West? That's just a retarded comment, man. At least Jesus got the point. He did. I mean, the trick is, right, it doesn't matter how awful the authorities are. You just got to go through life just helping, being nice and helping people less fortunate than you. And if the authorities want to come down on you for that, so be it. I mean, I'm an atheist, and I got to say, Jesus is my hero. Bear with me on this one, because he actually proved that you could stand up to authority no matter what the cost to you. However innocent you were, you could stand up to tyranny, and 2,000 years later, you would change the world. You would build. Well, in fact, you didn't have to wait 2,000 years. It's about 1,500 years later, we had the Renaissance, where all of a sudden the Christian countries realized, oh wow, we weren't born in original sin. We're actually all amazing people who can forgive each other for our mistakes and just crack on with being amazing. And then we discovered all these amazing things done by the Romans and the Greeks, especially statues and other forms of architecture and scripture and artwork and literature. And the Renaissance was the rebirth of where the Romans and the Greeks left off. And wow, Europe for the past 500 years has been the perfect place to flourish. So, yeah, I mean, as for, that Jesus getting it right, I mean, he's my hero because he really did die for what he believed. Whereas the Christians think, oh, he didn't die. It was only for 3 days. He was all right. What kind of a hero is that? So Christians envy how atheists love Jesus as their hero. You're getting it all mixed up. How's that for an Easter message? Right. Joe was a twat once or twice. I suspect it might have been more than that. But the good news is that some bloke died 2,000 years ago for that. And you're forgiven. Corn CERN is a porthole to hell. Okay, you believe that if you want, Joe. 2030. Anyone else having a problem trusting doctors and our NHS anymore? Yeah, oh my God, don't start me, 2030. Basically, we're all on our own. Because what the medical establishment's proved to us over the past 4 years is if you're ill, they'll freaking diagnose you with something that's not true, and they'll put you on a medication that doesn't heal you, and then they'll put you on a ventilator, and you'll be gone, and they'll be paid, and that's that. So no, we're all on our own now, so eat vegetables, do some exercise, keep a positive mental attitude, just heal from injuries by yourself. Eat porridge for breakfast. Keep your heart rate below 60. And if you're struggling with anxiety, learn to meditate. Keep that heart rate down. Keep the fat percentage down. If you're not doing an active job, then be active in your spare time. Do some cycling, do some walking, do some weights. For goodness sake, do some vegetables. And if you can't cook vegetables, then drink the vegetable juice down, like the Innocent or the Mockingbird. please, just take care of yourself because we're on our own now. Conventional medicine has completely failed us. Hadron Collider. Oh, you figured out what it is, Joe. A Hadron Collider. Well done, Joe. You did some research and you found out what's going on at CERN. And for those of you who still haven't done any research, hadrons are the neutrons and protons and antiprotons that they're spinning around in these circular magnets and colliding together, but at such great energies that the entities themselves vanish on collision, and in an energy of many trillion electron volts, they're hoping to get to the conditions, not of the Big Bang itself, or enough to create black holes, but of the conditions that were around 10 to the minus 42 seconds after the Big Bang. In other words, you do 0 point and then 41 zeros and then a 1. That's how many seconds after the Big Bang they're recreating. Incredible experiment. Yeah, the Higgs boson God particle. That was just fake news calling it the God particle. There's no God. There's no God particle, for goodness sake. Joe says, good hypothesis. Well, the thing about hypothesis, Joe, is that's actually not a mumbo jumbo word. It's a science word. Is in the 1960s there was this chap called Higgs, and he had this idea that, well, I've been through all that. And that's why he got the Nobel Prize for the discovery of the Higgs boson, and why it's named after him for all eternity, because he predicted that mass was not related to matter, that it was accumulated by matter. Oh, I just turned my... Oh, that's a bit intense, that lamp. Let's see if I got a less intense... Oh, less intense lamp to turn on. That one. That's better. Right, I have been called a prick, but not a twat. Once through a letterbox. Yeah, we've all made mistakes. Is it Pat tested? Is what? Context and plain English, please, people. And 4x4 fella is celebrating remaining a critical thinker and a pureblood for another year. The two go together, Ben. It's like discernment is the opposite of naivety, because discernment means you have the knowledge and the capability of good and evil, but you choose good. But you know evil when you see it. Now, the truly innocent, or the sheeple, the tards, they neither know good nor evil. And they are the ones who are so easily manipulated. And my goodness, as my hoodie says, we try to warn you. We were right. We tried to warn you. Message held for review. How bad could that be, YouTube? Another moderator handled this. Oh, there's only Mark here who's being quiet, but thank you, Mark. Joe says he walked the walk. Again, context. Did I walk the walk? Did Peter Higgs walk the walk? Did 4x4 fella walk the walk? Did Jesus walk the walk? Please use nouns and context in your comments. I know this is a really difficult concept, to write sentences with meaningful content in them. Really hard for some people, like Joe, who doesn't even understand what the Large Hadron Collider is all about. Oh, you figured out it's about colliding large hadrons? Oh, well done, Joe. Well done, Joe. Right. Armpit hair and juice surprise. What the hell? Matthew Ritchie. Do aliens believe in Jesus? As an atheist, I've read the Bible in a way that Christians don't read the Bible. They're just told what they believe without even knowing what they believe. But Jesus said, my Father's house has many rooms. So, do you believe that? Believe that. What does that mean? Does it mean that alien civilizations have also been manipulated by the same religious concepts? Enjoy your fantasy world. Matthew. Huge ass. I agree with Nietzsche on the bad parts. Simon Webb on the good parts of Christianity. Well, I mean, that's the problem, is if you are ethical and moral and good, then you will look at the Bible and think, hang on a minute, I'm not going to hate gays. I'm going to eat prawns whenever I want. I'm going to shave my beard or not shave my beard however I want. I'm going to shag birds before I'm married to them if I want. I'm not going to shag my dead brother's wife because the Bible says. I'm not going to hate gays because the Bible says. Oh, I'm not going to own slaves and whip them or whip my wife because the Bible says. No. There's a lot of immorality in the Bible, and that's why only 3 of the 10 commandments survive in present-day common law, namely, thou shalt not bear false witness, which is perjury, thou shalt not kill, and thou shalt not steal. Those the only of the entire Old and New Testament. That is all that remains in law. Like, you look at the madness like thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Oh, you think there was only 10 commandments? Read the Bible. There are more than 10 commandments. And that thou shalt not suffer a witch to live? Look at all these lovely women that died in Salem in Massachusetts while it was still under British rule. Awful. Right. Frankie Hart. Are you okay? Well, Frankie, I'm capable of producing YouTube videos and editing videos and speaking English and asking questions. And my questions begin with a capital letter and end with a question mark. So, Frankie, I'll let you be the judge of who's okay out of the 2 of us. Now, Rob Walker says, indeed. Atheist for Jesus. Yes. What would Jesus do? Exactly. Thank you, 2030ian. Richard's Easy Life. Hadron built a wall between us and Scotland. Now, I know Richard's joking there because he's not actually that retarded. I've met him many times in person. EV narrative is also a load of bollocks, isn't it, Stephen? The electric vehicles. Like, just down the road there is Didcot coal-fired power station. All the people in Oxfordshire who are riding around in electric vehicles have it coal-powered and then sent through loads of wires, loads of transformers and substations, and then through transformers, and then it's finally charging up inefficiently a load of lithium. It would be a much more carbon neutral and environmentally friendly way of running your vehicle if you just put a flammable liquid in your tank. Huge ass. I know, Richard. I read about it in Black History Month. K, should I ask my crush out? K. Yes! For goodness sake. You know, I'm assuming you're a woman because men just would not ask that stupid question. If blokes see a bird they fancy, they will either think, oh, oh, I'm just going to um uh, be a shrinking violet and go home and have a wank and forget about her. No, or a real man will think, hey, babe, hey, you know what time it is. So that's my answer to that, Kay. For goodness sake, you women want equality? Go up to blokes you fancy, try talking to them, and they might go, yeah, but at least you'll know. Rohit Chaure. Hi, I'm DJ Rohit from India. Namaste. Thank you, Rohit. Enjoy your DJing. I loved the tune Apache Indian. I know this was old school, about 20 years ago. Yeah, Apache Indian used the Night Riders song with a Hindi rap on top. That was incredible. Rohit Chowri. Lily Rose is actually putting question marks in, but without a question. Again, no context. Jesus said, hate the sin, not the sinner, and don't covet thy neighbor's goat. Yes, Joe. Yes, Joe. Well, I'm glad you figured out what a hadron is and what happens when hadrons collide, and therefore what's going on at the Large Hadron Collider. I'm glad you finally figured that one out. It's only been going since like 1991. Do you live in your car? Daniel Saxon asked me if I live in my car. My goodness, it's okay, Daniel, if you've skipped 1,000 videos over the past 4 years. Jimmy A thinks I'm a spiritual guru with amazing insights. Well, thank you, I suppose, Jimmy A. Palestine or Israel? No. You fucking raghead retards out there who just want to relive the Old Testament, just bloody stop it. Bloody stop it now, you idiots, all of you. All right? It's like you read a story about Sodom and Gomorrah and Jericho. These idiots have been at it for 3,000 years. And like to think that we could just send in Tony Blair as the Middle East peace envoy. Oh, I think I can stop it. Yes. No. They're idiots. The only thing these people know how to do is horrific crimes of humanity against each other. And it's written in their so-called holy books. That's all they do. Thank you, Isra, for the question. Joe, ain't our business. No context. Who knows what isn't our business? 2030ian nails it. Isra. Yeah, Palestine versus Israel is a false dichotomy. Exactly. Joe walked past a yoga mat in Argos last Tuesday. Oh, well done, for not even bothering to find out if you can touch your toes. Well done, Joe. You just live life vicariously and watch videos of other people doing amazing things and achieving their full potential. You just do that, and even knowing what goes on in the Large Hadron Collider. Who would have thought it was a place where large hadrons are collided? 4x4 fella, any adventures recently, Tim? Well, 4x4 fella, spoilers, sweetie. I'm actually 5 months behind in my video editing, and I don't care. I wouldn't sleep in an EV. Oh, no. 2030ian. No. I mean, I've got a carbon monoxide alarm up there, and damn if I would sleep in an EV. My goodness. I did look at the ENV 200. No. Yes, he's sleeping on top of When you think of the power in those batteries, what is it, like something like 50 kilowatt hours? That's enough to move a ton and a half of van for 200 miles. That's an enormous amount of energy. Ridiculous. No longer afraid. What don't I know? Well, if you're no longer afraid, you have arrived. No longer afraid. Andrew says, is an all-cast meetup a good idea? You've had some amazing people on your videos. Yeah, I have, yeah. I mean, the thing is just to, I know people who produce YouTube videos are the royalty of van life, and I say that in all humility. But yeah, it takes a special kind of person like me to want to film what's going on in life with complete authenticity, such that when you meet other people on the road, they already know who you are because you've just been completely honest. And but the thing is, it's logistics. You just got to say, right, I'm going to be here. If you want to meet someone else, you got to say, right, I'm going to be here on this weekend. Here, I'm taking a week off work and I'm going here, and we'll just see who turns up. I mean, those of you who saw my trip round South Wales, uh, it's 10 months ago now. You saw that some people were van lifers like Ian Baker and Wayne Abraham, and others were housebound or whatever. But it's just the people who turn up and see you, And sometimes you get randoms because when you got a YouTube channel with thousands of viewers, just people bump into you at random wherever you go in the country, and that's always nice to meet. And not many of them want to be filmed actually, which is annoying. Yeah, 4x4 fella, for example, is one of those amazing ones when the invites go out. You are 4x4 fella. Ben, the artist formerly known as Benjamin, yeah, does like going on adventures with me, getting in the videos and trying to spit some truths out under the radar of AI YouTube censorship. Yeah, top man, Ben, thank you. Philip Evans. Oh my God, we're at 2 hours, 7 minutes into this madness. Philip Evans says, evening all. Hope everyone's good. Phil from Tim's favourite place, Cumbraen. The Fresh Prince of Cumbraen. Yeah, what a place Cumbraen is. I'm not sure if I can ever walk around there in public again after the job I did on it last time, but Ian Baker, hello mate, just come on board, heard my name. Yeah, Ian, thanks for joining me on the adventure in the Welsh Valleys last May. That was good weather. We had good weather for that, and we had a good laugh, just a complete giggle all the way through. And I miss your dog Darcy. He was a star. She was a star. Jimmy A, do you think you will be van life until your last breath, or are you working towards getting into bricks and mortar at some point? Jimmy, civilization has been deliberately destroyed. If I were to rent anywhere in South Oxfordshire, I'd be in a shared accommodation with a walk to the toilet or bathroom at night. There'd be other people with music hobbies, loud television hobbies, freaking mental girlfriend hobbies and all that, and it would blow £800 a month from me, which is half of my take home from my job. No, I do not envy those who have bound themselves up in bricks and mortar. No, zero envy at all. Freedom hopped on your live stream just to say that I'm currently binge watching and will be returning to the videos now. I'm coming towards the end of series 2, loving the content. Thank you, Freedom. I've seen you pop up a few times in the comments, and yeah, you're about 800 videos to go, so pace yourself. It's a mad one. A mad one. I mean, I lived it. I lived it. I mean, it's what Andrew Tate calls the Matrix attack, where everyone's way of life was completely overturned except for the people who just sleptwalked all the way to the injection centers. I'm also loads of likes for that that little rant. Ian Baker, it was a pleasure. Darcy is still beautiful. Yeah, Ian, we had a laugh, mate. And I don't blame you for not wearing the Pure Bloods hoodie in public, but I can assure you from many times doing it myself that it's perfectly safe, because the tards, the TV watchers, the tards, they're in their own little world of supporting football teams and being interested in imaginary characters and soap operas. They don't look. But the people who are aware with discernment will see you, and they'll be glad that there's someone else out there. That's the kind of message I've got from walking around in my Pure Bloods hoodie. But if you just want to wear it as pajamas, I understand. So Freedom is currently in a shared accommodation blowing $750 a month with all of the issued inside the house you stated. So yeah. Yeah, that's it. Whereas for, say, 2 months rent, you'd have 1,500 quid. You could buy a crappy old van and just live in it. Even if it only had 4 months MOT, by then you'd be quids in. And summer's coming now. From basically April through to October, you got 7 months where it's reasonably warm. Think of how much money you could save living in a van. All you really need is a mate to have a postal address, or a family member, and you're laughing. And then you can have your car insurance and whatever tax begging letters routed to there. Ian Baker's worn it out since. Oh, that's sweet. I'm glad you've been wearing it, Ian. 2030 and says, I think anyone without ties and a renting van life is a legit option. The problem is, the more you do it, the more they will crack down. Council tax must be paid. Oh, okay. You enjoy your council tax, 2030, and I'll just hang out in my van in the middle of nowhere and just pick up my mail from a friend's letterbox. Okay, you enjoy your council tax, mate. Kid yourself that van life isn't the answer, that council tax is the answer. Okay. And just enjoy your bins not being emptied and your public toilets being closed down and your schools teaching woke porn to children. You just and the hospitals failing you. You just enjoy your council tax, mate. And all the amazing services that you get from that. Huge ass. That was my comment about land, Tim. You can still get forest or pasture land for the cost of a decent van. You can't live there, but councils are reluctant to kick you off, as they have to house you. Oh, I've been offered 2 council houses, huge ass. One in Great Yarmouth, and I was offered another one somewhere else awful. Can't remember now because I moved around a bit with my job centres. London Living, another £5 saying thanks for all the videos and lives and sharing / insights. It has been an honour, pleasure and privilege, London Living. And we've come to the end of the comments. And we're to... Hello, Sarah. What type of van do you have now? Sarah Murray, I have a generic white van. Go back 2 hours in the stream where I walked outside and showed people. Oh, I never got to show that pervert, me taking off my socks. Should I do that now? What was his name? And you remember who that perv was who wanted to see me take off my socks? All right, let's do that. Let's just take off my shoelaces slowly and reveal my socks, and then take my socks off. If I can do it in this van. Oh, you can see it. I haven't tidied. It's all just Easter eggs and engine oils and booze and Pringles and high-vis jackets. All right, I'll do. There's my deck shoe. There are the laces being undone slowly. Remove said footwear. And you remember the name of that perv who wanted me to do that again? The guys who claimed he was working in a shoe shop. And then there's the sock, the Matalan generic black sock. And unfortunately, it's a bit small, the sock is, because it's only like sizes 6 to 11, and I'm size 11. And there you go. There are my Tootsies, which I cleaned this morning. Cut the nails last week, and that's and there's my sock and shoe and toes. There you go. Paul Delaney, buffering problems. Yeah, I'm okay for 4G here. Dan Van Man, one of the most epic episodes to date, this, Tim. Wow. Thanks, Dan. Ether Elephant. Oh, you hussy. Oh, you have no idea, darling. And Nigel says enjoyable. Oh, message retracted. Oh, you don't think it was enjoyable, Nigel. Okay. 2030. I wasn't saying council tax is the answer. It's obscene. No. Don't get involved with it. I mean, look at all the choices we've had to vote. Only Brexit was the only thing worth voting for over the past 15 years, really, since Kinnock left the Labour Party. There's been nothing worth voting for. So even registering to vote attracts the council tax begging letters. Just don't do that. Don't be at your postal address like me and just pop back there every now and then and just tell people, no, I am not your customer. You're a corporation, not a public service, and I'm not a customer, therefore no money will be changing hands, and so on. And yes. Or you can just pay your council tax and enjoy all the amazing potholes and gender studies lectures that school children get. Just you enjoy the amazing public service that the council offers. Oh, I need to do a comb over. That crept up pretty quick, my bad hair day. What's the procedure again? Rub, comb forwards. That's it. Oh, yeah. Oh, I fixed the comb over really quickly then. 4x4 fella. No socks or sandals. Disappointing. Who's disappointing? Context, please, Ben. Don't know who was disappointing. Maybe... that I'm not wearing socks or sandals. Okay. Let's get the light more towards me, because we're really into the darkness now. Michael Burrows, that was right. That was the perv who wanted the sock and shoe removal. I remember now. Jimmy A, I'm telling you, OnlyFans. No, Jimmy. No. Nigel retracted another message. Nigel, you're normally so on point, but not this evening. You've retracted the past 2 messages. If I didn't have a family, I would rent out my houses. Oh, you have houses and live in a van. Oh, well, what a terrible position to be in. Oh, I just blacked out there. Got 4G back. Hello, great channel, best wishes. Thank you, John Franklin. And Steve Davis says, do you pick your nose, Tim? I do, and I love farting out loud in the queue. What? Okay, 2030. Tim, you make me look tidy. I have to go eat, but thanks for the live stream and all your content. You deserve more subs. I do, 2030. And enjoy your meal. Perhaps I could send Michael some toenail clippings as merch, says Huge Ass. Yeah, I mean, oh my goodness. That reminds me of pervs. When I was in Japan, I worked there for 3 snowboard seasons about 10 years ago, and I wandered around Tokyo at night, and I found the beer vending machines, as you do, and then I found the Japanese schoolgirl knicker vending machines. What the hell? They even had pictures of the schoolgirl with a black rectangle over her eyes so you couldn't recognize her in her school uniform. Blimey, the Japanese, what the... whenever the Japanese do anything, they don't just half-ass it. They master it so that the rest of the world is in awe that their incredible art, whether it's martial arts or origami or landscape gardening, whatever it is, the Japanese just nail it. But vending machines with schoolgirls' knickers on, what the hell? Right. When you de-shoed, Tim, thank you, 4x4 fella. I'm still de-shoed. There's no point really in bothering to put them back on again, because I think I can hop on 1 foot into the back. I haven't. Oh, 4x4 fella. Yeah, if you've got some tools, I'd love to just cut this little window out here so I can have a hatch to move between the front and the back. But yeah, without that, I'll just open one door, open another door, hop into the back. Probably remember to take this with me, otherwise I'll be farting around looking for it tomorrow for half an hour. Hope all is good with your van. Thank you, Derek. Endorsed 3. Hi from Dave and Janet. Thank you, Endorsed 3. Nigel, you didn't retract your comment. Great to see your live still going. Just got back home after watching you earlier. Well, welcome back, Nigel. And Victoria Lewis. Hi, hope you're okay. Thank you, Victoria Lewis. Ether Elephant. Sock vending for the win. Oh, have a picture of me with a black rectangle over my eyes, like that. Picture me like that. The Japanese businessmen can just, after they go onto the beer vending machine, they can buy some smelly socks from a van life bloke. What a business model. Oh, there are 2 Nigels on here. Aha. So the Nigel who's not ashamed of his comments leaves the comments up, and the Nigel who is ashamed retracts them immediately before I can read them. I get it. Jimmy A. Yep, I just bought a house last year after 8 happy years in a caravan. Straight off, it has been bill after bill. My house goings have gone from 400 a month to 1,400. Had to move. So I ended up buying. basically a van every month. Jeez. Lamb to the slaughter. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not, I must say, since I discovered van life, I'm not jealous of renters or homeowners anymore. Just zero envy. And I hope my videos have shown that there really is almost no suffering involved in van life. I mean, there are a few challenges, but you get that anyway, whatever you do. But the Japanese are turning MGTOW. Yeah, that's sad. That's sad, Andrew. Um, because, I mean, MGTOW has been a thing, obviously, in Western countries because the women have been brainwashed with feminism and the men are thinking, what's the point of getting married? Because you get some mad woman who'll just divorce you and take your house. And if you don't have a house, they won't take any interest in you anyway. Um, might as well just, have a van and then get a lock-up garage with an MGB GT and do that up. Or whatever your MGTOW thing is. You know, grow a ponytail and ride round on a Harley Davidson. I mean, women aren't bringing value to relationships like they used to. Or, as I alluded to in my previous videos, you become a passport bro, where you realize there are cultures out there where Christianity and feminism has yet to destroy the minds of women. And that's most countries on earth. And there, the women are brilliant, brilliant. And I don't often go into my personal life, but I will say I haven't taken any interest in a British woman since I was 36, and I'm nearly 56 now. So yeah, there are some really good women around the world in most countries. It's just good women, and they'll let you know. They were not like Kay, where they say, "Oh, should I talk to my crush?" No, a lot of these women who haven't been corrupted by Christianity and feminism will just come up to you if they like you, and they'll say things like, "I like you." You like me. They don't mess around in other countries. And that's why before you go traveling to any other country, just learn 200 or 300 words of their lingo. It doesn't take much, just 20 words a day for 10 days or 2 or 3 weeks of learning 10 words a day, and you pretty much got the basics covered. And you don't really want to meet the ones who are used to meeting tourists. You want to go far afield, away from the tourist areas and meet the real women, and they are something special. And I mean, obviously those are all beautiful memories, but there was no YouTube back then when I was into my sort of 20s, 30s, and 40s of traveling around the world and just getting into their languages, cultures, religions, customs, and women and beer. Mostly Islamic countries. You've got to expect a bit of celibacy from there. Like, I travel around Turkey, you do not talk to the local girls in Turkey. Tunisia, forget it. Yeah, you know the drill. Right. Yeah, but the Japanese, Andrew, they're turning MGTOW. I mean, the birth rate's gone down. Again, it's a housing crisis in Japan. It's ridiculous because the population's going down, but the problem is there are more single occupancy houses. So the housing isn't getting any cheaper in Japan, and the government's not building houses. So it's like the same problem we got here, £500,000 for a house to yourself. And the Japanese men are realizing, I could just rent a room or live in a van and just hang around train stations and take photographs of trains like the otaku. I mean, I lived in Japan for 3 winters, and I hung around with the otaku when I had 3 days to get from Tokyo to the ski resort where I was working. And these otaku, they are into freaking Pokemon and giant robots and steam trains and you name it. The single men there just never run out of hobbies, and it's sad. It's sad. I mean, career women have. What the hell are you thinking about, career women? What the hell are you thinking about? Anyway, Paul Delaney retracted his message. Paul Fisher, what's it like living van life full time? Any regrets? Well, Paul, you have 1,000 videos to catch up on, starting in season 1 of Socks with Sandals Van Life, and you get to see how I dealt with it for the past 4 years. If you're not interested in that, there's no glib answer, I'm afraid. 4x4 fella wonders. We can sort that out, mate. Not driving at the moment. Oh, as my foot's crippled. Oh, you mean the hatch? Yeah, no rush at all. I'm not going anywhere. I've seemed to have held down a job for over a year now, so not too worried in going anywhere. You seem all right. That is a correct analysis of my personality. Parfit95. Nigel, really enjoyable live chat, Tim. My comments keep being taken down. Oh, that's you, Nigel. You're the Nigel with the withdrawn comments. Do you ever hear from Fred Connect Capers, whom you met a few years ago? No, I don't. No, I mean, it was good meeting him in Devon. And he had a good look around the place, and he had a similar arrangement to me in the back of a small Transit Connect there with a solar panel on the roof. Yeah, I wish him well. I wish Fred well. I hope he's doing okay. Victoria Lewis, how's your Easter been? Hope it's been amazing. Yeah, like today, for example, I mean, a few days ago, I joined the Real World, which is Andrew Tate's online university and sort of side hustle business program, and I've been going through multiple lectures from mentors into how to manage decentralized finance and cryptocurrencies. That was interesting. And then I cycled down to the Rose and Crown to have a great Sunday lunch at an Irish pub, which is brilliant, and cycled back and caned this bottle of Baileys, and then suddenly got into the mood to press record on a live stream, and here I am 2.5 hours later. So that's been my Easter Sunday. Thank you, Victoria Lewis. Darren Brown, what van have you got now? Generic white van. Darren Brown. Andrew, I did the Trans-Siberian in the 90s, Hong Kong to UK in 4 months by rail. Oh, that's amazing. 4 months on a train. I bet you stopped off at loads of places like Novosibirsk, probably Vladivostok, God knows where. I'm trying to think what's in the middle of Siberia there now. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, that is the world's longest railway. Incredible. What an adventure, Andrew. Thank you for sharing that. Zoe in New Zealand. Hello. Happy Easter. What chocolate did you get for the Easter bunny? Well, it's funny you should say that. Zoe in New Zealand. I've had lots and lots of different Easter eggs. There they are. There are the remains of the Easter eggs. Well, 4 of them. I got a few more remains lying around. And Zoe loves my hair. Well, you caught me at the right time, Zoe, because I just did a comb over there. And there's the hawk screech. So slay. Oh, slay. Oh, I got a Gen X slang there. Slay. Slay. I happen to know what that means. And I'm a Gen X. Slay means seductive. Right. Fisher. Paul Fisher. Crypto will be no good if the power goes down. I know, Paul. get yourself some gold and silver. I know this is just money I can afford to lose. Anyone betting on crypto is money you can afford to lose. But there might be a power cut disguised as a Russian hack. You know they've telegraphed it. Klaus Schwab has spoken about it. It could happen. Could happen anytime. Dan Van Man, the missus and I are signing out now, Tim. Bye, Dan Van Man. As always, you kept us entertained this evening. Thank you. The van looks like it will provide you with a bit more wriggle room. Very nice. Bye for now. Bye, Dan. Lake Baikal. Oh, I saw this baldy bloke. I forget what his YouTube is. He called the Bald Explorer? I can't quite remember now what his YouTube handle is, but there's this bald British bloke. I think he's a Londoner. He speaks Russian, and he's just gone all around Eastern Europe and Russia, just getting in amongst it. And he did a great video on Lake Baikal. Zoe, New Zealand, that's cool, yummy. Yeah, I did enjoy the Easter egg binge yesterday. Lake Baikal was special, yeah. Jimmy A, this has been one of the most entertaining Easter Sundays ever. Wow. Yeah, television really has gone downhill. If just a fat Welsh bloke in the back of a camper van with no electricity except a bloody a lithium battery with some plugs in can be more entertaining than the BBC and ITV combined. Yeah, glad you sunk that bottle of Baileys and started pressing buttons. I'm glad I did too, Jimmy. Thank you for tuning in. Zoe in New Zealand loves chocolate so much. Yeah. And JC, are you British? Well, I didn't know. I wasn't exactly disguising it, you know. Hang on. Let me answer JC's question because he might not know what the accents are of the English-speaking world. So let me just bloody hell. Ow, my foot's been up for a long time up there, and it really hurts now. Like that. I'm about to do a nationality reveal for JC. No, it's not because we have larger Johnsons than any other nation. No. Oh, there's a small clue. Some clues coming up, JC. Yeah. And while I'm saying that, while I'm revealing my nationality to JC, Philip Evans wants to know if I can spend 4 months travelling around Wales in the 20 miles an hour zones. Now, that sounds like a vicarious request, Philip. Why don't you film what it's like to drive around there? So there's one part of my nationality, JC. Now, this is a small nation of about 3 million people that is part of this union of nations. There are 4 nations in this one. This nation contains 4 nations, including the one where I was born. So I hope that answers your question, JC. Zoe's loving the glasses. Poundland, Zoe. I mean, I don't know how obvious that is, but these are pink. Oh, I can see it. Yeah, these are pink framed spectacles, but I only bought them because they were £1 and they didn't have any in a black or brown or any sane colour. Who is giving? They are giving. Where are you from? Where are you from? Says Zoe. New Zealand. USA, no. London, no. I believe I've just answered all those questions, Zoe. I should have put more money into the S&P 500 during lockdowns. Lots of people sold their shares. Yeah, it was a very uncertain time. Are you British? Says Zoe in New Zealand. Well, now you know. And now you know whose flag's on your flag, Zoe, New Zealand. Oh my God, sleigh, loving, preppy, boho. Oh, boho. I love it, this Gen Z slang. Boho. Sleigh. Hugh Jass says, bald and broke. Ah, that was who it was. That was the Russian-speaking Brit that went around these places in Eastern Europe and Russia. Yeah, he was good. It's so preppy in here. Oh, it's just so last century in here, darling. Says Zoe NZ. And Zoomy FR ruined it. I ruined it. Ha! You ruined what? Richard Vobes. Richard Vobes is the bald explorer. Thank you, Andy, for clarifying that one. 4x4 fella, the hacking has been in films lately too. Also a film coming out called Civil War next month. Getting into the minds of the NPCs of the plans they have for us. Yeah. Sis. Look at a Dustin Hoffman movie called Contagion and tell me that wasn't a softening of the population for whatever you think happened earlier on in this decade. Bold and bankrupt, that was right. Thank you, Jimmy A. And 4x4 fella remembers it. Bold and bankrupt, that's the fella, says Hugh Jass. The voice of Wales have redrawn the Welsh flag with a snail replacing the dragon. What the hell are you talking about, Hugh Jass? Although I do frequently ask that about you, Hugh Jass. Do you love New Zealand? I've never been. I travelled around Australia, but I've never been to New Zealand. I mean, I might go one day. But yeah, lovely scenery from what I've heard of New Zealand. I should come visit. Yeah, well, Zoe, just put £2,000 into my PayPal, and I'll pop over to New Zealand. No trouble at all. And there have been funny things to do here in New Zealand. Boho means beach. Beach. Oh, I'm so boho. I'm so beach. Over here, darling, boho means bohemian, which is a kind of free-spirited, free-thinking attitude to life. But beach, perhaps that's the kids on the street now. Like boho is so last year. We say beach now. Oh, you're so beach, dude. You just, even if dude is still a thing. you're so beach. 4x4 fella like New Zealand, but that horse-faced tyrant leader has put me off for life. Oh my God. Oh, Ardern. What? Oh, Ardern. When that journalist asked her, so you're basically giving a two-tier legal and justice system depending on whether you've been injected or not. And she goes, yes, that's right. Fucking hell. Oh. Say hi, Jess. Hello, Jess McHugh. Richard Thrower, cheers for tonight's entertainment. Tim, get yourself a pint with a donation I gave. I will. Thank you, Richard Thrower. And it was good to meet you. Zoe, you should try the new Summer Fridays lip oil. I don't do product. This is what a man who eats vegetables, doesn't have debts, and doesn't worry looks like at 56. Still in perfect physical shape. Yeah, including that. All right. Ready for the big reset? I am ready for the great awakening, Philip. Zoe, and Sol de Janeiro perfume. It smells great. Well, as a matter of fact, speaking of perfume, I have some perfume I've been using here. I'm going to need to move the lamp to find it. Bear with me. It's a live show. There. I've been on this one recently, the Nuit Désir from Issey Miyake. Oh no. It's all gone wrong. Yeah, that's a really nice perfume. Too bright. I looked at it. I just got purple dots in front of my face now. 20 miles an hour speed limits. Thank you, huge ass. Mr. Midnight, name a car for an edit. Name a car for an edit. Okay, the 20. Okay, I'm going to name a car. I don't know what for an edit means, but I'm going to name a car. It's the 2019 I can't remember what it's called now. It's one of those Yank tanks. Okay, I'm going to change my mind to a car that I can remember. Maserati MC20 Cielo with the carbon body kit and the front lift. There you go. You can have that, ER Midnight. Zoe is a brownie. No, she's a brokey. She has no money. Yeah. Ian Baker had to go back to see the van. Very nice. Hope you don't wear those glasses entering the gents with apparent gay abandon. No. Well, indeed, when I film my entry into public toilets, the reason it's an apparent gay abandon is before I press record, I'll actually walk into the bogs and I'll check that it's completely empty. And if it is, then I'll go back out, no matter how busting for a wee or poo I am. I'll go back out, then press record, then go in. How I suffer for my art. Ooh. I get an email. Oh, someone sent me some PayPal money. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Zoe's living on the street. Well, I'm glad you got to charge your phone up and join in with a live stream from the UK, Zoe. My goodness. Paul Joseph, when's the new vid out? Well, you see, people who don't produce videos always want to know when I'm producing my next video. But the thing is, Paul Joseph, people who don't produce videos don't know the effort that goes into producing videos. And the answer is the same as I give to everybody, is I only produce videos when I can be asked. And that's A-R-S-E-D, arsed, and not a moment sooner. That's when. Book it in your diary. Zoe's so sad. I'm kidding, but it's sad. Dan me up, G. Dab me up, G. And a backflip. What? Ian says, what the fuck, the Gay For You song has me in stitches. Oh, that's Charlie's intro. If you watch Charlie's Van Life, now just called Charlie, he's a bloke in his mid-60s who lives in a French Peugeot chausson camper, and he only uses the same music every video, and one of them is, with you I can be gay, with you I can shove your dick into my bum, behind the bushes, by the bogs, with you I can be gay, with you. There you go, Ian. You're welcome. Do the dab, please. What the hell is a dab? I actually have a dab here, Zoe. As it happens, a dab is a dab. I have a dab there. Can you see it? It is a digital audio broadcasting receiver. So there you go. I've done the dab. Bah, says Zoe, New Zealand. Andrew Hinton, how did you become aware of the rat in your van? Well, you shall find out, Andrew, in future videos when I can be bothered to get around to editing them. Not a moment sooner than that. Andrew, I remember the look on the little Brummy bloke's face when he saw your blue paintwork, comedy gold expression. That was Darren. Yeah. Peaky Part-Timers, I think, was his YouTube handle. Yeah. Yeah, nice man. Nigel says, Tim, I've sent you a donation for a beer. Yes, that was the PayPal one. Thank you, Nigel. It's been, I've really enjoyed your generosity this evening. Wasn't expecting it, but yeah, thank you for the money you've sent me in. Makes a difference. All right, my lovelies. 4x4 fella. Hello, my lovelies. Hang on, he hasn't got glasses, is he? Hello, my lovelies. Better turn that bleeding radio off before I get another bloody copyright strike in it. Well, I hope this day finds you well, as it does me. I hope you like, comment and subscribe, because it really helps me with the algorithm. I'm only at 4,210 viewers. Really desperate to make it to 4,220. Please subscribe, please. Just another 10. That's all I want. Yeah. Yeah, but seriously, watch Charlie. Oh my God, my comb over's gone. That's awful. You're my Pookie, says Zoe in New Zealand. Been great entertainment. Zoe asks a personal question. Nah, you don't get an answer to personal questions, Zoe. Only just staying for the bare cheek. Right, I think that's it. So at 2 hours 53 minutes, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you all for watching. Good night. And one more. Philip Evans says, bloody hell, Tim, you sound more like Charlie than he does. Me lovelies. And good night, agree, Nigel. PayPal doesn't seem to take fee, but Super Chat takes bloody almost half of it. Gollum's ring, says Andrew. Okay, one ring to rule them all. Cheers, Tim. Oh, we're in the long goodbye world. Oh, no, I'm not doing the long goodbyes. Bye. I'm just going to do a big bye, and I'm going to press stop now. I hope this, I don't know where to press stop. Is it? Up here? Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yes.